I love this story.
I think this is hilarious.
It's a good way to start it, in my opinion.
It is a good way to start it. Okay, Clayton. This is session 17.2. I think in JJ's earlier session we called it 17.1, so this is session 17.2. You will hear point 3 later. We pick up. It will, in chronological order, Clayton. This is going to go what went down in the front of the Divine Tree with Atlas, Talio, and Phaelana. Then all that happened at once, and then the rest of it's happening simultaneously. So what you heard with JJ is going to be what we're going to do here is going to be happening at the same time of what Atlas does here. It's all during that 1 year time skip. So we left off with those three getting in somewhat of an argument, but somewhat of a conversation that needed to happen between the three, and things have been said. People have not necessarily taken sides, but everyone has their own varying opinions, and people can work together, but may not go further than any kind of working. We'll just say that. So we left off with Talio sinking away into the darkness and leaving Atlas and Phaelana here in front of the Divine Tree by themselves. And so we will pick up there. Atlas, what do you want to do? What's the first thing you want to do?
So I'm going to look at Phaelana and say, see what I mean? He tells you to come. He tells us to come here to help us, and then he won't even help us.
She looks down. You noticed when he sank away, he bowed to her, and she did, from what you can tell, have a tear fall down. You don't know if it's not necessarily something out of like love for him or anything like that. It's just out of sheer goodwill. She's just someone who genuinely likes to see glass half full, likes to see the good in everybody and that kind of stuff. So she honestly just wanted to try her best to do what she can.
I know you had a pure heart behind it, Phaelana, and I respect that about you. And trust me, I try to see the light in the darkness, but there's some darkness that's too dark for light.
She nods. I understand. I wanted to at least try, and hopefully one day we can all get back together and meet up, and everything will be okay. But if not, we'll let bygones be bygones, and I just want to do what's best for everyone.
We will. I'll do what's best for us, and for solving for ridding this world of any evil. And if it does involve working with him, then I'll do it for that time. So
she nods. So I promised. What would you like to do? We're here now, but this is not something that we have to do right now if you didn't want to. I just wanted to bring you here because, honestly, he asked me to, and this was the only way I could do it. So it is completely up to you.
Well, I mean, we came this far, and your ancestral home is right through there, so...
Well, so is yours.
We won't be stopping by there.
Are you sure? You don't want to see them?
Does she know?
She knows. He has given her the lowdown about your family, but you could say some of it may be biased, obviously, because of what your family did to him.
Yeah.
But he excluded you when he was talking about your family in general, as to, he didn't, say, oh, he's a part of them, he's a double agent, his whole heart is black. He was like, no, Atlas left them long ago, that is true, and he tried to go another way, but he could always fall, into the trap of going back to what his family would do. So she knows that there's, something wrong with your family, but
all right.
She's like everything else. She would like to help you if you wanted it.
No, we won't. They're no longer my family. I have no need to go back there. I left them long ago for dark reasons, for their dark reasons, and like I just said, I found out that they're even darker. So that's even more of a reason not to return, but to ensure that justice is dealt to to them and to my the man I used to call my father.
Oh, that was good. Hey, throw on the music. See if you can. She nods. She says, "That's well spoken, and honestly, that's a very admirable thing to say, very honorable thing to do. Of course, you know, one day you will have to confront them, right? Just like I'm going to have to confront my family eventually."
I imagine that my confrontation with them will be in a more of a combative sense than yours will be when we're about to. So.
She nods. Okay, well, we can at least give it a try. I don't remember any of this, so as far as where to go and what to do, you might have to just lead the way.
Do I know the way?
You would know the general direction of which way, because
Clayton, we don't know if that's too loud. The phone's like right beside me.
I think he's okay. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's only whenever I speak, it goes like full volume, but whenever when no one speaks, it's pretty half. So I think we're good. Yeah, you would know the general direction, but you haven't been there. You haven't been there in a while.
Years, yeah.
It's a very long time, and you do know that the Femora family is the high and mighty. You know, the hard to deal with, hard to gain entrance to. So it's and she knows because y'all told her about these 3 High Elven clans, and so she would know that these.
She's the daughter of their king, right?
She is one of the daughters of one of the kings, as far as you know. Okay. She is one of the daughters of...
As far as she knows, too.
As far as she knows.
Right.
She is one of the descendants or daughters of the highest of highs of the Femora family. Which, one of y'all did a roll of way back when, and I don't know if y'all wrote this down like story-wise, but a long time ago, I mentioned that there was... let me find it.
What session would it be? When we met her?
It was near when y'all... I don't think it was when y'all met her. I think it was more in between when y'all met her and this most recent one. It was probably about 4 or 5 episodes ago, but...
what was the role? What was it about?
It was about the...
Kelrin.
People that... Yeah, that's her... That was her adopted dad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here it is. Wait a minute. No, it's not.
I probably need to write this down.
Oh, here it is. I told y'all this one time. I don't remember if y'all wrote it down or not, but we can write it down again. And so y'all would have told her this, or at least you might not have told her this, but you would be aware of this, that there were, let's see here, there was a dozen or so beings that were a part of the Sacred War way back with the times of gods.
Is that when we read the book?
Yes, y'all read these.
Oh yeah, I took
something around there.
savage notes during that.
So yeah, that there was a dozen or so beings that actually fought in the Sacred War with the gods and titans that were mortals at the time. 7 of those are the current descendants. I know I told y'all that. The king and queen of the Femora family. So that's big. Her parents were a part of the Sacred War.
I don't have that.
Long time ago.
I don't have that.
So that's what she would... you would probably be aware of that because I know I told y'all that somehow. I don't remember when. Y'all did some kind of history check.
Parents involved.
Yeah, King and Queen were a part of the Sacred War.
Sacred War.
Long time ago.
All right. So that means...
They are old.
We're old.
They are really old.
All right. Let's get on.
Get on to it.
Let's enter the doorway, I guess.
Okay, so you remember the way that you just don't enter.
Yeah.
You walk up and you put your hand on the tree and you send your energy and all that kind of stuff, kind of thing. And it pulses within you and then it opens up the door. So you do that, you walk through, and it goes from the ethereal forest plane that y'all are currently in right now, is full of darks, grays, fog, colorless. Ethereal is ghostly. So everything around you is kind of dead in a way, but as soon as you cross the plane, this is now the Feywild, and the Feywild is vibrant greens and colors, and just picture the most beautiful jungles you can ever be a part of. So now you're back home into the Feywild, and you would know that her family is literally north. If you're in the Feywild, your family is east. His family was west, and yours is north. Savage. I got a little savage.
Is there somebody in the south?
No. that you know of. That you know of. So.
All right.
So.
Thelana, from what I can remember, your family is due north, or your ancestral homeland is due north.
She nods. I'm kind of nervous.
I don't know what to expect either. So
what if they don't like me?
If they don't like you, then we already know that your real family is back in Nazgrok. This is to.
We'll remember that.
We are here to see where you came from and who you are, or who you were born to be. But remember, who you're born to be isn't always who you are.
True.
So you make your own choices.
She nods. She gives a good, nice little shy smile, and she kind of huddles up next to you and kind of nudges you. Let's go. She's kind of nervous.
How far is it?
It's not too far. You would know that as far as like boundaries, like the actual, houses and castles and things of the Fomora is half a day's travel. But as far as the boundaries go, to like the part that the Fomora land that they own, it'll take about 3 or 4 hours, just a good walk here and there.
Right.
The Feywild is a little bit dangerous. You do know that, so you have to.
We must stay close. It's very dangerous here.
True. So
I'm trying to stay in character. So.
True. So roll a perception check throughout this. Roll survival and a perception check. Survival to see if you can remember or at least keep track in which way you're going, and perception to see if you see anything.
That's good. Well, what do you want me to roll first?
Survival first.
19.
19. Okay. It's relatively easy to keep yourself on track. The Feywild can be somewhat disorienting in some places, but this was your home for many years. Despite all this thick jungle, all that kind of stuff, you actually keep yourself on track with Thelana. And I guess she can assist you. I didn't even bring my dice in here, but I don't think I really need it, so we'll see. Yeah, I can use that if I need to. So now roll perception.
10.
10. Nothing catches your eye. You're in there. A few times you bob out of the way. There is a specific poisonous plant here that if you get near it will explode with some poisonous gas. But
watch out for that plant.
Yeah, but you've seen it a few times here and there before, and she is completely new to this. She's only ever known the Nazgrok River and the Nazgrok Forest, so you got her out of the way a few of those. But for the most part, relatively
that
quiet.
would have been a survival check for that one, for the plants. That was my 19.
Okay.
The plants was the 19 roll.
True. But
Seeing
it's not hard.
them
It's hard to perceive them. Most of them are relatively large. I don't remember the name of the plant. It's in the D&D manual. I have to look it up on my phone. But there is an actual plant that can do that.
All right.
Okay, so travel, relatively easy. After about 3 to 4 hours of travel, it starts to get a lot colder. You are now entering into the plane of where the Fomoras live, and they live in the Feywild, in a section of the Feywild that actually has snow and mountainous.
Great. Yummy.
Yeah, you love it. This is some of your good stuff.
I don't have any kind of warm clothing. I have a disguise kit and thieves' tools. Oh, we could go invisible when we get there.
You could if you wanted to. I mean, you could if you wanted to. You see her pull out a few like spare clothes that she puts on, like a cloak.
Okay, as far as I can remember, I'm still wearing a wine-stained purple cloak. So when we go somewhere else, I am getting new clothing.
Okay, easy enough to remember. It's not the cold is not one of those that hits you and it is bad.
Yeah.
It's relatively manageable. And since you've lived here before, it's not too bad. But after about an hour or so travel in the snow, you come to a relatively familiar sight of way off in the distance. There is one of the huge mountain, and it's inside this mountain. Picture, God, which one is it in Lord of the Rings? Is it Rivendell? I think it's Rivendell. That the elves have built into the side of the mountain. Picture that, but like in the snow.
Well, the Rivendell is in the valley.
It's one. I don't remember which one it is. I can't remember what I pictured.
Well,
but
are you
the
thinking
elvish.
Tirith?
Maybe it's that. I don't know.
That's where he jumps off on fire. Remember?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
one?
Yeah, picture that, but like snowy, and that you see that off in this
big A city.
That is the castle of the Fomora King.
Oh, just the castle.
Just the castle. That's not.
Shite.
That's not the thing.
You realize that city is 7 levels.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I researched 7 levels.
Oh yeah, it's huge. And in front of all of that is various beautiful architectured homes here and there.
This is not going to go well. I can already see
and it just gives off the vibe of rich and snotty, all the good stuff. And beyond that, probably about 300 or 400 yards in front of you, it's still relatively forested here. Surprisingly, the trees somehow give off a hardier nature than on the other plane, from what you can tell. And about 300, 400 yards in front of you is a giant wall with like tower, like all the way down. And Felana has she's really nervous.
I've never been here before either. So.
No, you've heard of this, but you've never been here. You've heard of the tale. You've heard of the tales of like the scope and the magnitude of the Fomora family's keep, but you've never seen it before. And so I need you to roll another perception check.
I've heard of the legends of the Fomora family and their lands, but I've never seen it for myself. That would be 14.
14?
Woo!
Okay, we're good. So, you inch about 10 or so feet closer, and you hear the subtle breathing of something off behind one of the trees. And then you move forward about 10 more feet, and there's more breathing of something off on this side of the trees.
Stay behind me, Phelan. Okay. I hear something in...
She sneaks by. Oh, no! Okay, she kind of... It's hard to sneak in snow. Snow is kind of loud.
No, I don't... You don't need to do it. Just stay behind me.
Okay. Stay behind her. You get view once you move and angle yourself a little bit, but staying quiet, of 2 massive wolves. Like... huge. And you'd heard tales way back when of the Fomora family sometimes keeping pets as like guards. And these are 2 winter wolves that are placed here, we'll say, to keep guard of this outer wall.
Okay. I'm wondering if they're able to speak. Would I know this?
I'm about to find out if they can, because you would know if they did.
Because if they're guards, then I would assume they would need to be able to communicate.
I think they can. I don't know if they can communicate. I think they can understand.
I mean, I speak Elvish. I'm assuming everybody speaks Elvish here. Is that?
Yeah, everyone can speak Elvish here.
What is that? The common, or is there like?
They can.
They think they're better, so they
can
speak
understand
something
you.
else.
They could understand you. Yeah. They speak common, giant, or winter wolf.
Giant? I don't have giant.
You don't have giant, but you can speak in common if you wanted to communicate with them. They actually don't have that.
Common?
They don't have that. Yeah, they speak common.
Okay.
Their intelligence is not great, but they can understand. Because if you wanted to try to communicate with them,
do they see me yet?
They don't see you yet because they rolled a 2 on their perception. Unless they have advantage, they may have advantage.
I don't want to make them see us because they might just straight attack us.
Oh, they do have advantage.
All right, go again.
1 and a 2. They don't hear you, no. They have keen hearing and smell.
All right, so Phelan, I see, or I tell her, the tales of the Fomora family
reign true.
They have winter wolves as guards here. From what I can tell, they don't see us, and we will attempt. I don't want to look like we're snaking in. They think they're going to immediately.
I want to go back. I don't. We'll do this some other time. I don't want to go back.
It's probably a smart idea.
You can go back if you want to. I mean, it's 100% up to you.
If they were involved in the war, there might be some information we need to know.
That's a long time ago. But yes, they were in Baltimore.
We might could get their help. Do we know whose side were they on? Do I know that?
Whose side were they on?
Yeah, like were they like
they
the
were with the
good
gods. They fought with the gods because the Titans were technically
who's the good guys?
Badish guys. The Titans were. So they fought with the gods.
Well,
yes.
they were the bad guys according to the gods, and the gods were the bad guys according to the Titans.
Yes, but they sided with the gods. Yes.
We have come all this way. I believe it is beneficial for both of us to speak with your family. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know if you want me to go or if you don't.
That's why it's up to you. It's not what I want. It's what you want.
What does Phelan want?
Phelana's scared right now, so it's up
if
to
they
her.
can, I'm hoping I can talk to them. I mean, I'm an elf, and they would recognize that. So we're gonna keep going.
Okay. You gonna sneak past or just keep going?
We're gonna just keep walking.
Okay.
And if they see us, I will confront them with speech, not with any sorts of weapons.
Okay. So,
Oh God!
for the sake of this, I'm going to roll again. So, they have really good senses. So, I'm going to say, I'm just going to roll 2 more checks, which means I can roll 4 more times. And then, if they see/hear.
Are they, okay, hang on. Before, would I know, would they instantly, like, attack?
They've been commanded to attack.
Stop people from getting close.
Yes, not necessarily attack on sight, but they will.
Surround us.
The best way to put it is they will pin you down. They will attempt to stop you, but not like. They don't have the command to kill.
Okay, but they're gonna like knock us down and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
They may do 1 or 2 hits on you, and then they wait for their call.
Phelan, prepare yourself.
Okay.
I will protect us.
Okay.
Go for it.
First one.
Oh my goodness gracious.
12 plus.
That is. What are you doing the 12 for?
Because they have advantage, don't they? 19. Oh gosh. I was thinking disadvantage.
Is this to see us or to attack us?
This is to hear you and see you. Where's their perception?
Okay, this might actually go more than this might actually go 2 hours.
Oh, their passive perception's 15.
Oh, then they saw us.
They saw you. Oh, perception plus 5, so that's 24. So they
instantly.
You know, a few steps later, crunch. You hear the breathing pick up a little bit louder because these things are large.
Yeah,
they're like you, as big as you. They're like they're as tall as you and as long as you. So you hear the low growl, like the rumble of a large dog, and I would say I'll give you. There won't be a surprise round because you see them coming. So I will say, do you want to say anything?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to throw my hands up, and I'm just gonna go classic. We come in peace. We are.
You see Phelan just go.
We are of your master's kin. We only come to speak to his lord and lady.
Okay, so you see
to both wolves.
You see one of them. You see one of them. One of them kind of starts to veer off a little bit. The one directly in front of you. Yeah, the one directly in front of you starts to come closer. He's growling. And he just gives a good. He's sniffing you down.
All right. I'm gonna have to throw her under the bus.
Oh no!
I'm gonna say, I come with Lady Femora.
Oh, okay. One of them gives a low growl, and the other one kind of receives it and gives another low growl back as if they're communicating to each other because they can speak.
I guess I'm like looking back and forth, like the behind us. So I'm kind of just like watching them.
So one of them creeps up right in front of you, and the other one creeps up right in front of her.
Okay.
Smells, and then starts to slowly back away. the one beside her starts to slowly back away. The one in front of you doesn't budge.
Okay, that's fine.
And what do you want to do?
I would. It would honor us to have an escort into the city.
Okay. The one in front of you doesn't move, but the one back there, that's been stepping back, steps back a few yards further. He's probably 20 yards or so back.
My stomach hurts.
And you hear a huge, just a loud, bellowing howl, and it's like one of those that like sends shivers down your spine. And you wait about 10 seconds or so, and all of a sudden an arrow lands right beside you, and it's got like a little note on it.
Oh gosh, I thought they were attacking. I was like, when it's over.
No, what do you do?
I would. May I have leave to read the letter?
You see it just do this little number.
Can I read it? Is it in a language I can read?
It is. It's in common.
Okay.
It just says, "Come to the entrance," and that's all it says.
I won't say it. The note reads, "Come to the entrance."
It gives a low growl again, and you hear the other wolf behind it give another growl as well, and it kind of comes back to the side and stands in front of Phelan. So now they're both in front of you, and they kind of give you the motion to turn around and start walking. They're going to follow you. Behind.
Oh, they're following behind us.
They're going to follow behind you. They're going to keep an eye on you.
I'll put my hands down, but we're going to walk.
Okay. So you walk forward.
I told you.
And she is just like face is red.
Yeah.
She doesn't know really what's going on right now. And I thought I liked puppies.
These are not your average dogs.
No. So
in Elvish, I say that in Elvish, not in Common.
Not in Common. You called me a dog, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. The wolf would kill you. So the closer you get, the grander the scale of the scope of this place gets. You can start to see the detailed architecture and things like that. This place is epic, to say the least. And then when you're about 100 yards or so away, you hear a halt. You just
we halt like we
halt. Okay. Yes. The two wolves come and stand right beside y'all. They kind of flank you now.
Okay.
Do you say anything?
I say is your elf, your elfkin, and my my companion, Lady Femora.
Mm-hmm. Did you say Lady Femora?
Yeah. I don't want to get shot.
You don't hear anything.
I mean, she's coming here to find out who she is. So.
Say, do a perception check. Okay, I'll throw these back down here. 8.
Oh my gosh, I'm not doing good today.
Nope.
That's 15.
15. You see a beautiful man. Like this guy is. He's good. Like
he's Fey.
He's Fey, but the Femora family are just like, there's good looking elves, because all elves are supposed to be beautiful kind.
Yeah.
The Femora in particular are like the gaudy looking elves.
Yeah.
Because Phelan is really good looking, and this guy no different. You see him lean to the side and kind of whisper something to another one, and the other one kind of runs off.
They're gonna ask me who my family is, and when I say Shadowson,
he says,
"It's over. It's over. It's gonna be over."
He says, "Where do you hail from?"
There it is.
That's the most common thing you'd ask.
Okay, wait. Is there any other elf lands like around, or
there are several
elves?
There are several smaller elvish communities. Things like the Beniriddans, Talio's old family, one of the big three.
Yeah.
They were a family that actually absorbed a smaller elven family called the Kin somethings. So there are several, common per se elvish families.
I have good deception. Or persuasion. This is gonna go not good. Okay, so what would I know of a smaller family that would have gotten absorbed that I look like? That I resemble. Like, I don't want to say like I'm from the.
Let me see.
The Milserschneis, and they're like all black and I'm white.
Let me see here.
Okay, wait. What's one that my family absorbed, but a lesser?
I'm looking.
That'd be a good one.
I don't remember where I wrote it down.
Technically, I wouldn't be lying.
No, technically you would be lying. Well, remember where I wrote it down. Sad face. The backstories.
I guess I could pass it off as I know what the Shadowson family did, but that's why
Osray.
nameless.
Osray's one of them.
Osray?
You can say Osray.
Do they resemble us?
Yeah, I mean, it would be Osray is one that's more the common, so you can say Osray.
Okay.
But
I am from the surname. My surname is of the family that I'm gonna be honest, because if they find out I was lying, we're dead. My surname is of a family who was absorbed by the Shadowson family, but after I found out what happened, I have abandoned my surname, Osrin. I'm sure you're familiar.
He doesn't respond at first. He whispers once again at the name of the Shadowsons.
Yeah.
And then you would know that the Fomora and Shadowsons don't necessarily have like a thing against each other. It's just that your family...
Yeah, but they bad guys.
Your family tends to deal with people who... I guess the best way to put it is the Fomora family is very neutral since the sacred thing. And so they kind of understand. They don't support your family, but they kind of understand.
Well, I'm sure that very elven people want the elven or better than everybody.
Yeah.
Food's ready?
Pause it. Okay, we're back, Clayton.
I guess it wasn't really a break for him.
Well, no, not really. But he heard Jordan pop in and say,
"Oh yeah,
food's here, food's here." So anyway,
all right. So I told them my family.
Yeah.
What were they called again? I need to remember this.
Osray.
Osray.
I believe it's Oussrae. Osray.
Srae. That's harder than it sounds.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So
I yelled up at the guard.
He gives you.
He whispered to somebody.
He whispered to someone else, and the other one ran away. And you said, you said you wanted to go to the King and Queen? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I think that's what you told him?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, we don't care about anybody else here, so...
Yeah. The dude looks back at you and he replies with, "The King and Queen will not see a lowly peasant, nor someone who claims to be the daughter of the Fomora family."
I didn't say she was a daughter, I just said she was a lady Fomora.
Well, that's insinuating that she is a member of the Fomora family.
Okay. Would he see us if I told him that we are responsible for taking Eden from this world?
The guard thinks about this for a second, and then he is about to reply. There is a moment of it's as if the time around you kind of like slows, and
good Lord.
Snow is falling around you, and Felana's sensing this as well. She looks at you, the dogs.
I look at her and go, "Oh."
And she's like, "What's going on?" "I don't know." And you hear a voice come over your head.
Both of us or just me?
Both of you.
Okay.
Both of you hear the voice over your head. And he says, this voice says, "Leave now. Do not come back."
Oh, they're trying
my kingdom.
They're trying to stay out of everything. I get it.
Do you respond to anything?
If you don't want anything to do with your daughter, then we will leave in peace.
He doesn't respond to the daughter comment or anything like that. He just says, "Very well." And the snow and everything comes back up to speed real quick, and you see the dogs back away and lay down as if...
Wait. Hang on. So time seemed to slow.
Mm-hmm.
And we heard a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm picking up on something.
Are you?
Maybe.
Are you?
Anyways, I look at Felana and I say, I guess it's obviously what kind of people are your people, and what kind of people you are not.
Sheila, I just want to leave right now. Like he said, we'll come back some other time if we need him. And she just starts to back away.
Let's go. We leave in peace.
The guard kind of, he's had his like arrow the whole time knocked, but he kind of relaxes a little bit and he says, very well, the wolf will follow you out. And you guys start to walk away. Once you pass, the wolves start to follow you out. And then right around 300, 400 yards away, right where you saw the wolves before, they kind of stop, but they keep watching you.
Yeah.
Y'all just keep going.
I turn and look, and then I want to remember.
Okay.
Everything.
So you're gonna make note of everything.
Atlas will remember.
Atlas will remember.
And then I guess we turn and leave.
Okay. The whole way back, it takes about 4 or 5 more hours, but the whole way back, you have this feeling or sense that you're being watched, and it's as if you're being watched, and they want you to know that you're being watched. Can I
perceive?
Sure, perceive.
Do I feel any magic?
It's magical.
I don't have to roll for that.
You don't have to. No, you don't have to roll that. This is an innate feeling.
11.
11?
I'm not using that dice.
It doesn't seem like something physical is watching you. It's as if there's an all-seeing eyes watching you.
I think I know who it is.
What do you mean?
All-seeing eyes. Okay. Somebody that can stop time.
Continue.
And then continues to watch. Okay, we will keep leaving. You say continue to me keep walking or talking?
No, continue to do whatever you're wanting to do.
Does Phelan sense it? Or Phelan, do you sense?
Yes. She senses well. Yes.
I'm getting an
something's watching.
I don't know what it is. I can't perceive anything.
She probably could. But.
Let's. Clearly, we're not wanted in the Fae. This is neither of our homelands now. We belong elsewhere.
We belong together. Oh, that's Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 30 more minutes of travel as y'all make your way out, and right when you're about to cross the threshold back into the original plane, there's this massive earthquake kind of pulse feeling, and it's there's arcane. There's the feeling of magic, and then there's the feeling of divinity. And this is completely different from what you were just feeling.
The previous two things.
From the previous two things.
Oh, shite.
And it's as if there is a pulse, and then it stops, and then a pulse, and then it stops, and then one more pulse, and then it stops. Right as you're...
And I can't... Nothing... Is it coming from... Can I see where the pulse is coming from? Or is it just
you get the general, direction, and it's in the direction of the Benirden family.
Which is who? Oh, JJ's?
JJ's family.
The pulse is coming from that way? Or just
The pulse.
I'm not going to go because I heard he was fighting, so I'm not going. I want to speak aloud to anyone or anything that's listening, and I want to say, I'm going to talking to ghosts. Is there a presence amongst us?
You wait a few seconds here and there. No responses.
What can I say to get somebody to talk? Some divine being to talk? I know if you can think of something. Give me a moment. I can't think of anything. It's a good moment. Is anyone watching? Is there anyone watching us?
Couple seconds go by again.
I can't think of anything. Can you think of anything, Phelan? Do you have any idea what this is?
Were you talking about the first time that we, felt us people watching, or just now? Like those pulses we just felt.
any of it.
Any of it? I have no idea what was the first thing that I was watching. If I had to guess, it was probably the person you claimed to be my dad. I don't know. Whoever we were just talking to.
I don't know if that was your dad now that I think about it.
And then, as for right now, I've never felt this kind of a sensation before. She thinks back for a second. Wait, let me roll something. That's a 9.
And we need to stop rolling these die. These are not working for us.
Her memory's not terrible. She kind of thinks back for a second. She goes, I guess the only thing that kind of reminds me of this kind of power or pulse is that thing that Talio had, that jewel that y'all took.
Oh, I don't have one. The stones from Eden.
Yeah, those things. That's the only thing I can think of that reminds me of this.
So it has something to do with a god or a titan.
I'm not sure about that.
I want to speak aloud again. I want to say, Kronos.
Okay.
It has to be somebody that can stop time. There's no way an elf. I want to say, Kronos, are you amongst us?
No responses. Ow.
I implore anyone listening to make your presence known, that you would make your presence known to us.
A few seconds pass.
I don't know what to do. I don't have anything. Alright, I can't think of anything.
Good efforts.
I can't think of anything.
Good efforts.
Maybe if I go research about them, I can figure out how to summon them or something. I don't know. Communicate.
Summon a god or
Play
a
the three blue eyes white dragons.
Yeah, okay.
I can't. Well, let's get out of here.
Okay. She looks around. It's about time. It's just. Oof. And she touches the tree again, and then reopens the portal, and y'all go back through. She looks at you. What's next?
I had a mind to pay a visit to the Stratus Enclave. And
okay. I've heard of that. I think you mentioned it a couple times before, and then I think that little guy that was with y'all.
Bully.
Yeah, I think he mentioned it a couple times.
He's actually where I heard it from, right?
Yeah. And she looks at. I'm okay with that.
Seems
I don't know where it's at.
Seems like it's a library.
From what the little guy said, yeah, there's something there with the library.
I believe it's a floating city on this continent, from what I could gather, and it's north of here. Mm-hmm. So, onwards. Onwards.
Okay.
Due north again.
It will take about 2 to 3 weeks to travel there. Do you want to do anything in between there, like honing any skills, anything that you could think of on your way there?
Yeah, I don't
that you
think
could do just general travel.
I don't think I've made myself proficient with my disguise and thieves' tools and kit.
Okay, so for example, you can do that. You can do little things such as try the beginnings of maybe learning a new language. You can do things like write your own dang book, things like that, like little things that I've been trying to. I can tell those two games.
I want to gain a skill because this is the coolest instrument. I want to. What's the thing that he plays in Legend of Zelda?
Oh, the flute?
No, the ocarina or
the ocarina. The ocarina.
I want to learn to play
the ocarina of time. Yes. You know what that is, right?
I want to learn to play an ocarina.
The ocarina manipulates time, I believe. Man, somebody's leaning heavily toward Kronos.
I literally just thought of this, so this is what I want to learn.
Okay. Do you have an ocarina? Yep.
That's what I want to learn.
So, do you have one? You're going to attempt to make one?
I want to make one.
Okay.
Out of the log.
Roll. Okay, let's see here. Let's do this.
Just because it's cool.
So, it's about a 3-week journey, so we'll say the first week, make 3 rolls, because during this first week, make 3, I guess it's survival. Do, survival or sleight of hand, whichever one's higher, because these will be to determine whether or not you can even attempt to make one. Ooh. Well. Okay, so
Let's go with that one.
Well, let's see. Well, it's going to be all of them. So first one. So we'll just go in this order because
this was a 2.
Yeah, this makes the most sense. So we'll say those first couple days, you get the idea.
You're struggling.
Hey,
I heard this new instrument, and it sounds really cool. It's called an ocarina.
Maybe we should try to make one.
Let's try it. From my little knowledge, let's try and make one.
So the first couple days are you just utterly failing.
This is not going
everything. Well. I believe we could do this though. And so like the next couple days of that, so about 4 days by, you at least got the foundations of it, but it's still an utter failure. And then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, like a couple days later, Fan's like, wait. Let's try this. And
you're a genius.
And by about the end of that week, you have a functioning ocarina. It's not great, it's not pretty, but it's functioning. Something that would be to a master ocarina, it'd be something that they like use in their spare time to like practice with.
Yeah.
Nothing that's showy.
This is, we're in the wild. Maybe Shadowson Enclave has some more info. I want to learn to play it.
Okay, so the second week, you'll learn to play it. So roll 3 more. Lol. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
We're just gonna keep it going with the theme.
With the theme. Okay.
So the first couple days, you're like, I don't really get how to do this. You're kind of like a dead cat or a little bit, and Phelan's like, yeah, good job. You're learning.
Be honest with me.
Be honest.
I know it doesn't sound well.
You could use some practice, but that's what we're doing this for. And so the next couple days, there's a big jump in your play. You realize, oh wait, maybe if I readjust my hands a little bit like this, it'll be a lot better. And by the 4th or 5th day, you can at least play a melody. You can keep a couple tunes here and there, but nothing great. And then by the end of the week, I would say kind of how, some people when they're playing the piano know the we'll say by the end of this first week, you can at least play end of the second week, you can play a very basic song on the ocarina. Very basic.
I guess I have another week.
You have 1 more week, so you can continue practicing or you can do whatever you want.
Else. What are some languages that I don't know?
You can attempt to start learning languages here and there.
As long as I can play a song, I think I can. That's good for now.
You can
do it up in my spare time.
Yeah.
I want to start. Let's start a language and really hone it in at the library.
Okay, so which language do you want to start with?
What are some languages?
Oh, there's so many languages. You could do, the common ones are like Common, Dwarvish, Elvish. There is, what's it called? Abyssal. Themed.
Common, Dwarf, Elvish, Giant, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling, Orc. I want something exotic.
Exotic ones take longer, but...
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they're exotic. You could, like, in this first week, learning a new language, let's say, like, exotic would be essentially...
I know this one.
The beginnings of learning to sound out the letters, pretty much.
That's too much. I want to perfect my ocarina.
Okay, roll 3 more then. Perfect that ocarina.
Hey, you never know. This may give me with Kronos.
In good with Kronos.
In with a good.
Yeah. Ooh, well, 1, 9, 11. the rolls. So you attempt to start a much more advanced song that you thought you would be capable of after mastering this, little dinky, children's rhyme. So you go straight from, this piggy went to the market kind of thing to Beethoven, and it didn't really work. So 3rd or 4th day, you change gears and you do another simple song with just, a couple extra added notes based compared to the first song you learned. And then by the end of that week, you have it down. There are times where you can do it pretty well, and there are times when sometimes you miss a few keys here and there. But for the most part, I would say you have one song mastered.
Intermediate.
You have one beginner, like beginner song mastered, and then you have one beginner to like semi-intermediate song playable. Not mastered, but playable.
All right. That's pretty easy now.
3 weeks later. So 3 weeks pass. And you come upon, hold on, stress enclave. Let me get all my notes now.
this is where we're gonna spend some time.
So the Stratus Enclave is...
So how long has it been in this year? 3 weeks?
The
A month?
Feywild's
2 months?
time is a little bit different in my world. Feyworld's time is a little bit different than our time. So that like day you spent in there was like a week outside.
So it's been about
a month.
a little over a month. Yeah. Because we traveled from where we were to the Feywild.
Yeah.
A day there and then 3 weeks.
Yeah. So it's been a little over a month. So you got time. But yeah, this place is at the very northernmost part of the continent you were just on, Eberron. And the only known way to get there is through airship. Do you want to do
Is there
that?
like some kind of city, like a port city, like where they travel in between?
Yeah, like so the very northernmost part of Eberron, I can't ever say it, Eberron, is kind of like one of those things called, not a peninsula, but like a crescent. And the whole coastline is a city that is the transportation of like goods and people, obviously, to the Stratus Enclave. Because Stratus Enclave could sustain itself for a while, but not forever, because there's nothing other than birds you can eat that's up there. And there is water sources up there, but it's very limited.
I want to find a boatmaster, whatever they're called, and pay a toll to get there.
Okay, so whenever you get there, you look around here and there. It's relatively crowded, and there's a bunch of like races, like there's Dragonborns, there's Tieflings. There's actually a surprising amount of Tieflings, because I don't remember if someone told you this. I don't know if Bolly told you this or not, but there's Tieflings are pretty prominent in Stratus Enclave. So you see a lot of those. You see a lot of humans. You see a lot of elves. A few elves here and there. And when you're looking around, looking for places, you hear a familiar voice from behind you. Well, hello there! It's been a while. You hear Bolly's voice.
Bolly, what is going on
back behind you,
bud, bro?
It's been a while since
It has. It's been a little over a month. Not too bad.
I guess.
How have you been doing?
Pretty good. I've done all my... After we did all that stuff.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, nobody cares about that.
I helped clean up for about a couple of weeks, and then I made my way back here, and I got the new ship.
Oh, nice! I finally, I know I bugged you about it for so long, but I finally made my way to the Stratus Enclave.
He looked at you. Where's everyone else?
We kind of went our own separate ways for now. Yeah, he knew about.
Yeah, he knows about.
Yeah, we were met up with Talio, but he decided to do his own thing.
And so. Have you heard from Vestern?
No, have you?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna pull out the mirror.
Okay, well, the mirror.
Yeah.
You sit down.
Yeah.
And you see the ceiling or the remnants of the ceiling. Well, it's not remnants. You see the ceiling of the base back at Vestigo. Do you remember the original base?
Oh yeah.
Back at Vestigo.
Yeah.
You see the ceiling of that.
It looks like they're back in Vestigo.
Or at least that is.
Or at least the mirror is.
Oh well. I heard they were going to try to rebuild this, but I don't know if they're going to do that or not.
Yeah, somebody's there. Somebody was there.
Yeah. Anyway, so you need the trip to...
I would love it. Yeah.
He looks at you. Now, my ship, he smiles for a second. It's not quite as grand as my last one.
Yeah, you had a run-in with our old pal, the dragon.
And we won't do that again, at least for a while.
Maybe next time we will all go around the mountains.
Maybe. That could have been bad. He looks at, but I can at least fit you and Miss Pretty over here.
Wow, yeah, you really downgraded the ship.
You'll see.
What are we on, a rowboat?
He leads you to, before the ship his old ship would probably house, comfortably 7 or 8. It was, I think I described it as 25 or 30 yards long, or something around there. This one is a lot smaller. It's functional. It's probably about the size of, I'd say an 18-wheeler, maybe a little bit smaller than 18-wheeler, like a box truck, kind of. About that size, but in ship form. The balloon itself is probably, I don't know, the size of this room, a little bigger than this room. It's quite a downgrade.
Yeah, but
now, before you judge me, it's been a while since I have owned something so small, and so I've had to start small. But don't worry, I'll get back.
We don't need your magic to get into it. I can just jump in.
Oh, no, no, you don't. And he kind of just pushes you in, gets you in there. It's cramped, but it's okay. And he's so. Which island would you like to go to? There's 4.
What's on each 4?
Well,
you've never been here before, so you're gonna help us out.
He's like, well, you have Serenius Island, which is the main one. That's the library that I was telling you about.
Yes.
And then you have the other 3, which are kind of like, I guess you could say, the village or home of each island. There's the Ruby Island, Sapphire Island, and Emerald Island. Each one kind of has their own niche, I guess you could say.
Niche of what?
Well,
like
talent
or people or
talent and what they tend to study. Ruby Island tends to have the warlocks, those people and all that stuff. And coincidentally, they specialize in the deities and the gods. So that island tends to have most of the knowledge of this world, the gods and deities. It's housed there. Emerald Island is. I'm not looking at my notes. I hope I'm this. Emerald Island is the home of the sorcerers. Yeah, the sorcerers, and they are lazy. We'll just say that. Those people that are born with those innate abilities, they think they're so special. Yeah. So they're kind of lazy. It's more they haven't really done anything special on that island in a long time, so it's more just housing them. And then wait, did I mess up? Ruby, Emerald, no, and Sapphire Island. That was the home of those wizards, all those smart brainiac people. It too has a lot of knowledge on the arcane and things like that. It's got a pretty big library, but for the most part, they're like the underling of the big Serenius Island.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So I can take you to any of them,
or
all of them if you wanted to.
To be honest, we might have to make a little stop at each one.
Each one?
Each one.
Oh, I see. And all this is for free. So, we're good buddies.
Bully.
We're good buddies. And
you flatter me.
The wine's on me, and he's got. Remember, he used to carry quite a good load of cargo of wine. And this time he's got like 1 barrel, and I'm
still wearing yours.
Not quite. Yeah, it's not quite as fancy. He's like, well, it's not.
Wait, if I remember, I still owe you, don't I?
I don't remember, to be honest. Probably. I know that the other master does, but
Yeah. We don't speak to him.
Anyway, where would you like to go first?
Let's start with the wizards.
The wizards? Okay.
Yes.
So
I would like to go there. If you two would like to peruse in the library of the other islands, I would love to talk with them. Or you can stay with me.
I'm just gonna stay with you. This is a lot to take in because I've never been outside of Nazgûl.
Yeah.
We've already had one adventure a month ago that was quite intense. So I think I'm just gonna stay with you, and it's very comfortable to have you here, Bolly. I like it. I knew I liked you.
Bolly, you might could get some useful knowledge from either one of these magic users for your magic.
Looks at you. I've tried a couple times, but honestly, these people, I'm not much of a reader, and they just like to talk when it comes to, oh, this magic does this, and this magic does. I don't care. I just want to make money, and they keep me from making money.
Hey, you could probably end up making a bigger fireball.
Yeah, that's true.
You know how handy that came in.
I already make a pretty big fireball. So,
you're right.
So.
You mean a fireball?
Anyway, so
it's a spicy fireball.
He, much like he did with the other one.
Let's go to the Sapphire.
He starts the ship, and it kind of gives you a good He gives you a good like jolt of arcane energy. Not near as much, but and he makes his way up. And so you're going to Sapphire Island, one of the wizards.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll probably get those. So upon reaching this island, or once you get close to this island,
did I learn to do spatial magic, or did I?
You were
Did I learn
you
it,
were born with the innate ability to do it.
Oh well, I kind of
because anyone can attempt to learn it, but only those that were built or that were born with the innate ability to do something can do something.
That would be the sorcerers I need to go to then. We'll go to the wizards first, see what they have to say. They're the smart ones, you said, right?
Wizards are the book knowledge, the bookworms.
Yeah,
sorcerers are the ones who are the lazy.
We're going to go in that order, actually. Wizards, sorcerers, warlocks.
Warlocks. You said you want to go to Serenius at all?
We're going to end there.
Okay. Yeah. Okie dokie. So,
I imagine it could be about maybe like I'm gonna like study.
Okay. And we'll speed up things here and there because I mean that would take.
We're gonna do like 4 months.
What are we at, Clayton?
One.
We're at an hour already.
We're gonna do like 4 months at each one. Like I wanna.
Okay. So you 3 months each because there's 4 islands.
Yes.
3 months each. Okay. So the Sapphire screw down. The Sapphire Island. So you come out through the clouds.
Depending on what happens, I mean.
Yeah, sure. You come out from above the clouds, and Boley presents. And welcome to Sapphire Island. And in front of you is
not even blue.
It's massive. It's from your estimation, probably about 10 miles, about 15 miles.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty large. And you see pretty casual homes here and there.
Boley, what keeps it in the air?
He looks at you. I don't know, but I've heard rumors that there is this artifact that is housed in the what's the thing called?
An artifact? Oh, good lord!
I have heard that there is some kind of artifact that is housed in the Garden of Antiquities, which is the giant kind of like Colosseum-looking place on Ruby Island. The Garden of Antiquities is the place where the world's artifacts of legend are kept and collected, and I've never been in there because you have to go through like this mental exam and you have to go through this physical exam, and there's like 3 different levels to it. Let's just
know what I'm working up to.
Let's just say it's a pretty big deal.
It seems you have put a challenge before me, Boley. I will gain admittance.
There have been several people who have studied their whole lives to try to get into that place, but it's okay.
There's not very many people that know spatial magic.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I have never seen that kind of magic for you. So Sapphire Island is relatively residential, I guess is the best way to put it. There's nothing like of grand scope here like there is on Ruby Island or on Serenity Island. But it's kind of homely. This is the most populated island, I believe. This is the most populated island by far. A majority of the people you see are human, like you. I mean, like Slade and Veteran. And then you see the next, most, I would say, I wrote it down here, but I don't want to say the exact numbers. Around 4 out of 5 people are human. And then the next most common thing you see is elf. Every once in a while you'll see an elf here and there. And then past that, you may see, one tiefling here, one drow, one, dwarf here, things like that. This is mainly humans though. And he kind of lands and so, where to first?
I need to go talk to someone about this unique magic that I have.
Okay. Your best bet.
I would like to learn more about it.
Your best bet, honestly, there's no places grand here, but there are a few places, a few shops here and there that sell these books and things like that. I don't know. I don't go into them because I don't like books. But I would probably start there. That'll be your best bet, and they will probably point you, my guess, is to some other island because they don't like, sharing, but you can try.
Okay.
So he's like, it's that way.
All right.
And Fainal's, am I going with you?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's all learn. Let's learn something new together.
Learn something new together. Okay.
I want to, I want to talk to somebody about it. About my magic.
Okay.
So I don't know if a bookstore is where I want to go right now.
Okay.
I want to go ask somebody about it first. So
okay.
I want to see somebody that looks really smart.
Okay. Just walking around or what?
No, like in a temple.
I was about to say, a lot of people look really smart.
In a temple or where they're practicing magic. I want to find a sensei or something.
Okay. Walking through, just getting the scope of things. Most people have their noses in books. Everybody's just really
my type of people.
Yeah, everyone around here is reading here and there. More towards the end of the island is kind of a park, you would say, and underneath that is this gigantic. What are those things called? It's like a patio, but it's open.
Like a dojo.
Like a pavilion.
Oh, okay.
Like a pavilion. And there is a relatively large statue of a god.
I want to know.
Okay, roll a history check. Let me see.
Because this is my next. I am proficient. Oh my gosh. 8.
8?
Yeah.
Doesn't really pique your interest. Or you can't really tell quite what this is. It looks more of like a depiction of what the gods would look like, so you can't quite tell. What are you doing? Trying to see if you can
I have
roll
not
better?
rolled anything over an 11.
No. It looks like it's more of an attempt to recreate what a god may look like, but since no one that you know of around here was present during those times, it's just like a recreation, kind of like how we don't know exactly what Jesus would look like, but we give it our best shot, kind of like that.
Sure. Is there like a nameplate?
Nope.
No nameplate.
Nothing.
Come on.
Nothing.
Is it a man or a woman?
It's a man.
Yeah, that's all I can tell. I guess.
And yeah.
Are there
and
lightning bolts
you
in
see,
his hands?
No, it's not Zeus.
I guess I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that. So.
No, but anyway, and there are several people kind of studying in and around there. Most of them are by themselves. No one in a group. So these look like the people who you would.
I'm gonna impress them. Like I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna ask, and then if they don't want to talk to me.
Okay. You're just gonna go up to
I'm gonna go up to random one.
Okay.
Pardon's a good scholar. May I have a moment of your time?
He does not look up from his book. He kind of just waits for a few seconds. Yes.
Apologies for my interruptions, but I would like to speak to someone about a unique form of magic that I obtain, or that I have.
He, at the mention of unique magic, he kind of peeks up a little bit. What kind of unique magic?
How do I want to impress him? I want to. So he's still looking at his book.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming my hands are like behind my back, and I want to use my hand to go through a portal and close his book.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so use your portal and close, and he instantly takes back. He just drops the book, and he looks around. He looks up at you, and this is a tiefling of all people. I mean no disrespect. Yeah. He looks very, I guess you could say, he's a good-looking tiefling, but he got kind eyes. God, what does he look like? Forgot what AJ said. Oh well, I'll just try.
A tiefling.
He looks like a tiefling, and he is taken aback at this. And he's like,
I mean, no disrespect, good scholar.
Was that like?
I pull my arm out and I put it through a portal and I like in front of him, like I guess.
And he takes a few steps back and he like tries to reach out and touch the portal, and it kind of like makes his hand disappear. Do you keep it up?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. It kind of like makes his hand slightly disappear for a second, and he takes it back out. How are you doing this?
I was born with it, and I've traveled for many years trying to figure out what it is.
He goes, shh. He silences you. He goes, follow me. And he instantly starts.
I kind of just look at, like, my eyes go out, I look at Phelan, and I say...
Phelan grabs you.
I say, let's go.
She starts following you.
Nobody else saw? Huh? Can I see if anybody... I want to know if anybody else saw. Check. Kronos? I know you were watching her. I know it was you. I know it was. Finally!
Okay.
That's over 20. That's
over 20?
23.
Okay. The majority of people around here have not noticed. Y'all kept your tone relatively slow, or relatively low, and for the most part, everyone's just engrossed in their book. There's something you're getting a feeling of something watching. You don't pick it out, but there is something watching.
Don't know if
it's a person.
Obviously, it's not. I can't. Obviously, it's magic.
This one's magical, but it's not like a
person.
a divine.
It's a person.
Yeah, and this one feels like the last time you were being watched in the Feywild. It felt like it was extremely powerful arcane magic, foreboding. Divinity.
Yeah.
The pulses felt divinity, incredible power. This is just a magical presence that seems to be watching you.
Okay. Can't do much, so.
No.
So somebody's watching?
Yep.
I got Atlas will remember.
Yep. Atlas will remember.
I follow.
Okay. He leads you to like a docking.
Putting a lot of trust in these people.
Yeah. he leads you to like a docking port where you have seen through walking here every once in a while. You've seen the ships go from one place to another, transferring people to islands. And he comes to you and leads you, and he says, "We must go to Serenius Academy."
Is that the sorcerers?
Serenius Academy is the main island.
Oh.
Like the academy where everyone learns and all that kind of stuff.
This is my first time here. You know what's best.
I'm sorry for my manners. My name is Marcus Darkmoor.
Marcus Darkmoor?
Marcus Darkmoor.
That sounds legit.
Yeah.
I like your surname.
He looks at you. I tend to do my studying part-time here. I am the president of Serenius Academy.
Oh, shit. I got lucky. Apologies, I did not mean any disrespect earlier, and I do a slight bow.
No, he bows back as I did not think that at all.
Well, I'm glad
the display of magic I've never seen before just took me aback.
I am glad I ran into you then. I'm glad I asked you. President.
Okay. So he leads you on to
President of books I'm writing.
President of books, yeah. He's the president of Serenius Academy.
I don't know how to spell that.
Ceranius, I believe is how I spelled it. So he leads you to, whenever he gets to this dock, it seems like there was already a ship there waiting, and he kind of like snaps and it moves forward. He has a private one that he takes. He is one of the more well-known people here. So he leads you on.
Old?
No, he's actually relatively young. As far as tieflings go, he's actually kind of young.
Okay.
He's not that. You actually are probably, from what you could tell, from what you can like monitor, you might be twice as old as him or something around there. He's older than Phelana, but he does look like he might be. He doesn't look like he's quite hit 100 yet. We'll say that.
Allow me to introduce ourselves.
Okay.
I am Atlas, and this is Phelana.
You say last names?
No.
Okay. He bows once again to you, and then he looks towards the Phelana, and Phelana's like, hi. She bows, and he grabs her hand, and he gives her a kiss, and she blushes a little bit, and it's an honor to meet you, my lady. And he, after you.
The honor is ours.
He motions forward onto the boat, and you go off and off. And Serenius Island is much larger than the other three islands, probably about twice the size, and the academy itself is like massive. From what you can tell, it looks to be about 3 or 4 miles long, and at its peak, probably...
This is the academy.
The academy itself.
Oh, okay.
So picture like a massive college, but all in one building. So 3 or 4 miles of just... of buildings, and things like that. And at its peak, it looks like to be about 50 stories or so. And he seems to be pulling you around to that peak.
Okay.
Because big wig.
My boy's got the hookups.
Big wig. And so he pulls you up to one of the towers, more towards the back, like northwestern side of the place.
Okay.
And he motions for you to get off. This is my office. I guess you could say office.
We are honored.
So he motions you off, and he follows you off as well. He quite quickly, makes his way into his office, and then snaps. When he snaps, all the windows, everything shuts, everything closes.
Oh, shite.
And he motions for you to sit down.
I must be honest. I am. You worry me, sir.
Oh, there's no need to worry. at all right now. This is just something I have studied before, and I never thought I would see. I am taking my precautions.
Rather large coincidence. Please tell me what you know.
So you want him to just out with whatever he knows about the magic, or what?
Lay it on me, Big Papa.
Lay it on you?
I want him to be that guy where he flops his dick on the table and he just lets everybody know.
He lets everybody know? Okay. He looks you up and down. Did you sit down?
Yeah, he motioned.
Okay. Y'all sit down. He looks you up and down. Then he says, well, I am, as I said, my name is Marcus Dartmoor, and I'm the president of Serenius Academy. Serenius Academy is one for sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards alike. We take anyone and everyone that is of arcane nature. We are, as we like to be quite proud of, the #1 school in the entire world.
I've heard.
And it is not through ease, I guess. It's not very easy to gain access to our academy as far as becoming a member. And I earned my position through innate talent as well. And I'm not going to sit here and spill out my whole life story, but for the short of it, I have been studying for several years now due to my little brother.
No, good lord.
You may not have heard of him. His name is Mathis Darkmoor.
Mathis Darkmoor. No, I have not.
My brother.
I'm sure I will in the future.
Several years ago, went in search of items of great power, and it corrupted him beyond belief. I do not know where he is at to this day. What you looking at?
The vision I had many sessions ago.
Good connection. He looks at you and he says, through my research, because of this, I've been attempting to save my brother for many years, but through these researching all these artifacts of I don't know if you know, but we've collected many of them here. There are 5 stones that were. And upon him saying stones,
I kind of
you remember your vision. There are 5 stones of legend, and each of these stones
different colors, right?
Yes, you've heard of them.
I actually had a vision.
He looks at you,
yeah,
with great intensity now. A vision, you say?
I'm going to be open with this guy, okay?
Okay.
So
this is what.
Allow me to be honest with you. Allow me to be frank.
Be my guest. You are my guest.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I should be really frank. I was formerly known as Atlas Shadowson.
I know the name.
And my lady here is Phaelana Femora.
He looks at her. I know that name well as well.
And I have abandoned my name in light of what I've heard of my family, my surname. I'm not sure if you're aware of what has happened.
I hear tales here and there.
But myself and the Edgelords have the Goon Squad have completed a rather difficult task in a month ago. We have.
You were part of.
We have slain
battle.
Eden.
Yes,
that was us.
I have heard.
And if you heard of a man floating in the air, that was me.
Yeah.
And during this adventure, on our travels, I was meditating and I had a vision of the 5 stones. The 5 stones of different colors. And in fact, Eden used, the red stone.
Eden was in possession of one of these stones?
Yeah, he was using it. Okay, wait, hang on, hold on. Let me correct myself.
Yeah.
He had shards of a red stone, and was using it to, from what I gathered, to become a god. And it was of the redstone. So I was assuming it was this one of the stones you're speaking of, just in pieces.
These stones can give that type of ability.
So, and it was, and of course I know of the white, black, pink, and purple stones. Yeah, that's the vision I was given. To be honest, I do not know how I got the vision. I have distanced myself from any deity for the moment because of the gods who have used my family for wicked deeds.
This is quite a lot to take in.
I tell you to spill everything, then I end up being the one. So.
That's understandable. This is
I thought we could cut to this chase.
Knowledge. That's understandable as well. From my studies, there are 5 stones of the colors that you have mentioned. Each one of these stones possess a power or an ability that can warp or distort the world as we know it. The life stone can grant
reality.
Reality. The life stone entails has been known to grant life anew, even allow people, mortals, to become immortal.
That was the one he was trying to use.
This is what it sounds like, and if it is incredibly fortunate that you stopped them.
Okay. I need to tell something else. Allow me to. I left something out.
Okay.
One of the edgelords has.
One of your members?
Yes, he has taken the 5 stones. He was a.
Was it 5 stones or was it 5
shards?
Oh, okay.
That's
yes,
correct.
it's shards.
It's 5 shards of one stone, and he has taken them all. He was a member of the really weird last name. Vanierden family, and last we saw, he was going to confront his ancestral homeland in the Fae, and he had all 5 shards of the stone. So
interesting.
He is.
You can see. Let me roll something. Because he has to think back. He studied this a long time ago. Oh gosh, not that great. He thinks back. From what I remember, there was a chapter or 2 here and there about the life stone that said it was fractured at one point, but I can't remember. It was so long ago, and if this is true, he'd have to have a way to reforge it if he wanted it to get the most effectiveness out of it.
I know the man quite well. We've been together for 3 weeks, but I know him, and so does my lady here, and he's very reckless, but I don't think he would do anything to endanger to endanger the world as a whole. I hope that is true.
We hope. Well, that's good, but it would be probably of best interest to at least stay in contact with him, and we need to know eventually what happened and if he still possesses.
I have a feeling we will run into him again.
You may be right, but past that, continuing from.
Sorry, I called you.
My studies have led me to find out about.
It's good music.
Yeah. That life stone, the death stone, which supposedly
Should I be writing this down?
can kill upon.
It's recorded.
Yeah, can kill upon any
At
can kill any immortal.
121 is when I need to listen to it.
Okay, can kill an immortal, or mortals alike, by just speaking one word. There is beyond that. There is the Lord. There's the time stone. This one, simple enough as it says, or as it can control time. It was said to have been lost long ago, way in the Feywild. Lol. There is.
I just I shake my head.
Yep. He thinks back. He's still just throughout all this. He's just kind of recollecting his memory.
Making a connection.
he thinks back. There is the Soul Stone.
Oh no! I just made a connection.
Where it supposedly can take or receive the souls of any mortal or immortal. And in the final stone, and this is why I brought you here today, more so than anything, it seems you may have a connection to this stone, the final stone, the space stone. It was said that each of these stones had people that were born with the innate ability to control or
have those abilities.
Have abilities that are similar to each of these. And there's been a few throughout, the years, the hundreds of years since the Sacred War when these were first forged. But you were the first one that I've seen with such abilities that could be linked to these. You say anything?
I'm flabbergasted.
Phelan is like,
It's that you know that gif of all the numbers going around the woman's head. That's what's going on with her.
And then the gif of freaking like Oster or something when there's like information overload, his ears just start steaming. Yeah. That's what Phelan's doing. Like, what is going on? So he looks so. Have you heard of any of this? I don't.
All I know is of this. There were 5 of the life stone, and that's all I heard of.
He looks at you and. Yes.
The stone you spoke of in the Fae, the Time Stone. We attempted to go reconcile with her family, and I'm afraid that most likely the king has possession of the stone because when we were leaving, it seemed like time froze around us, and we were spoken to, and commanded to leave.
His gears are just turning. He's looking around. He's like, because this has been years of study up until this point, and
like his life's work.
Only rumors here and there have popped up of like Eden possessing certain abilities and things like that, and now it's all like, wait a minute. He's recollecting. He's thinking it was, if that's true, then these may be actual things, and he's looking around.
Oh, trust me, at least one is real.
And we can never let one being have all 5. It was said that once all 5... So
you're saying if these stones are placed in a gauntlet, it could be bad.
He looks at...
Half of the universe could be destroyed with a snap?
Now you get where the inspiration comes from. He looks at you... To another universe.
A purple...
A marble universe.
Demon.
He looks at you and goes... The beginning of all these stones, it was said that they were forged as a weapon and housed in a gauntlet.
I just guessed.
You just guessed.
Had a connection.
But you got it right.
Had inspiration.
And once all 5 of these stones were collected and one mortal had control of it, they could kill us all if they wanted to. And if all of this is true, then we need to at least continue our research and attempt to find all these stones.
I agree.
Do you ever have like this weird, like, I don't know, you said you had a vision. Do you ever have like feeling of like maybe where these things could be? Do you have like a calling somewhere?
Not a feeling of where they could be, but when we were like, it's felt like we've been watched on this journey since our previous adventure. Like, actually, as a moment, I know I felt someone watching us in
that
the
could
park.
have been true. One of my men could have been watching you.
I hope it was one of your men and not an enemy.
These would feel very divine.
Then yes, I have felt that. Actually, coming back into what is this? The overworld or the outer world?
This is just the normal plane.
Into the earth.
I don't remember what the exact term is called, but this is just the plane of existence.
The current plane out of the Fae. I felt a divine aura. I attempted to communicate to no avail.
He thinks back. He kind of just he sits
Leans
back in
back.
his chair and kind of crosses. This is quite honestly a lot to take in. I don't really know what to do.
I think there is a plan going on that is more. We are but pawns in a larger plan of beings much more powerful than us.
He sits forward. I won't sit forward, but he sits forward in his chair, and he does this thing,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Do you know of Malice?"
Yes.
Hmm.
And in fact, it is my father who apparently is his right-hand man.
He looks back and forth for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He looks back and forth a little bit, and he goes, "My little brother has come in contact with Malice a couple years ago."
Oh, good Lord.
And from what he could tell, and from what I have been told, my little brother described Malice as holding a jewel. And when he was holding this jewel, my little brother felt like this calling, this need to have to find these jewels and collect them all. This is where this all started. But upon attempting to get this jewel from Malice gave it to him, and it was a fraud. So that leads me to believe that Malice knows of the jewels, and that he could be in possession of one.
That sounds like a reality. Did you say a reality one? Or a changing of existence?
Life, death, soul, space, and time.
Maybe space. Well, nice. I don't know. It sounds like yes, it could. Yeah. So.
He thinks back.
There's not much I can add to this conversation, sir.
He looks at you. I've told you everything I know. I think it best that we, one, keep this conversation to ourselves. It never leaves. We're right here. And two, we need to find your friend. The one that may be in a possession of the jewel.
I was thinking for a while. And last I felt, there was something going down in the Fae towards his homeland. There's some deep earth rumblings.
Nonetheless, we will have to have him. We'll have to meet him and converse eventually. And you said there was another one of your group?
Yeah.
You just mentioned the group.
The only other person I mentioned was her father that would have the time.
Oh yeah. So
the king of the Femoras.
The time one.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't assume you've been in the Fae, but
it's been a while.
There's
a long time.
There's no getting into that city.
No, and based on what I know of the Femoras, and excuse me, Missy, but they don't seem like they're the best people to work with. I've done my research on them as well.
Yeah, they're not too keen on people not Femora.
They were part of the Sacred War many years ago. And it would make sense that after the war ended, they come into a possession of such an artifact.
I'm telling you right now, I have a 95% feeling that they have gone. I mean, we were spoken to, and time seemed to stop. And we were told, leave and don't come back.
He smiles.
So that's 3 or 2 that we know of.
He looks at you. Well, I guess the first order of business would be to find your friend. But
I think, to be honest, I came here to learn about myself first.
Feel free.
Trust me, I don't think he is. I am 100% sure he's getting into mischief, but I don't think he will do anything. He will do something rash. He won't do anything
needlessly reckless.
No, he'll do something reckless.
Detrimental to the other people other than him.
Yeah, sure. No, he's very.
I don't know. I haven't met him. I'm just assuming.
I think we're on the same note. Here.
Okay.
We can.
Fine. It's no rush. At this point, we just need to keep on the down low. We need to keep from malice.
Yeah.
And
the only other question.
When time comes, time will come.
The only other question I have for you is: do you know of anyone or anyone I can talk to, or anything I can read to where I can learn more about this power I have, or to grow, or have more control of it, so that I do not be consumed of it, like the enemy?
He thinks for a second. I would, based on my knowledge and research, I would recommend you go visit Ruby Island. There are multiple coliseums, places of worship, and
I was thinking about going there anyways.
You might be able to find a calling, something there. I don't know. It's completely up to you.
Multiple temples of gods
and Titans both. The warlocks like to, do their thing.
Curse the gods.
I've met a few warlocks who support gods. I've met a few warlocks who support Titans. My brother.
Any dealings I've had with gods has never been beneficial to humans.
Yeah. Same here. My brother's been corrupted by one, or a wannabe.
Wait a second. Your brother is on Malice's side?
No. He's not on Malice's side. He's not on Malice's side. But he has given his life away to a demon that should never be messed with.
Interesting. Who is this demon?
Have you ever heard of Mephistopheles?
No. I've heard of Hades.
Oh, Mephistopheles works for Hades.
I had another party member who worked for Hades. He's no longer with us.
That's probably under Hades' control.
I don't know. I was too late to save him.
If he was with Hades, it may not have been
mattered
great to save. It may not have been beneficial to save.
He was a good guy.
Interesting.
Well, I say, my lady, our next business is to Ruby Island.
Okay. Nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you, my lady. Anytime you would like to visit, let me know.
I believe we will. Let's remain in contact. If I would love. Is there any way we can message? I want like a dove or a raven.
Well, he looks at you. He says, I can message you telepathically if you ever need me.
Not like that far. Not like 500 miles.
No, but I can. And he turns for a second. He kind of feels around and things like that. And he pulls out like a little ring, and he says,
I love jewelry. I already have one.
Yeah, that's true. He looks at you. Do you know what scrying is?
No.
Well, it's when you do know what scrying is.
It sounds like something that a bird does.
It's what your mirror does.
Oh!
For whatchamacallit, he has one too.
You mean this?
Yes. You already have one?
Yeah, I was given it in our battle with Eden.
Oh.
Can I look at it?
It could be useful.
Can I look at it real
quick?
quick?
You can look at it.
What's going
Didn't
on?
you just looked at it, remember?
No, it was like a long time ago. It was on the table looking up.
Yeah, but wasn't that like
that was when we were
before you met him?
No, it was when we were getting on the boat or something.
Oh, well, that was still only about a day.
I need to keep a more closer eye on it. I mean, it's been like I went like a month without looking at it.
That's true. It is black this time.
Okay.
Because
you can't hear anything from it?
No, you can't hear anything from these. You can just see things.
All right.
So he gives you a ring. He says, this will allow you to see me and me to see you.
Can we communicate?
It's easy. Once you see me or I see you, and we can motion for each other however we want to do it, I can then send you a message.
Oh! Woo! Ballin', son!
He's strong.
I believe this is the start of a very beneficial, very mutual friendship.
I surely hope so. And feel free to practice your magic whenever.
Well, is it okay to practice it here?
I would do it only in the eyes of, in front of me or the people that work for me. I would.
Who works for you? Who works for him?
You'll know when you see him.
Okay.
He tells you that. You'll know when you see him.
Yeah. Sounds good. I put it on the left hand. I have one on the left, one on the right.
Okay. And he will speed up. He motions you out. He gets you your ride, and he sends you off to Ruby Island. Ruby Island. And so when you get closer to Ruby Island, yeah.
Hour and 40 minutes.
Hour and 40. So we did.
It doesn't seem like anything's happened.
Oh, that's what happens when you roleplay. That's what happens when you roleplay, dude. And when there's no combat, it just feels different.
Mm-hmm. Sorry if it's boring, Clayton.
No, he won't be bored. He's getting a lot of lore and stuff. So,
sorry, Jordan, when you listen to this and you didn't get to play today.
It happens. And I'll probably just wait because what time is it?
That's what I mean. He won't get to do it today, so
that's fine. I'll just me and Jordan,
he'll listen to it before he gets to play.
Me and Jordan will do ours when we go back, or when we come when we come up next time. So Jordan's won't take near as long as y'all probably.
All right, so we go to Ruby Island.
Go to Ruby Island. It's relatively the same size as the other three smaller islands, and in the center of this one is a giant. I guess you could say the best way to put it is like a coliseum, kind of, but like a roofed coliseum. And that is what Boley aforementioned as the Garden of Antiquities. This is
on this island.
It's on this island, and it has you get, even from far away, you get just a huge arcane feeling. There's like a perennial arcane just feeling, tingling that you get from being on this island, just based off the sheer amount of magical artifacts here, and based off the sheer, I guess, feeling of the island. And whenever you arrive, there are multiple, I guess you could say, places of worship just dotted everywhere around this place. And the majority of people here, I believe, are tieflings. Once I get back to it. Yeah. No, most people are human, but there are a lot of tieflings here.
Okay.
And for the most part, there are deities or gods or titans, just any kind of deity.
Yeah.
Spattered around here.
Is there like a communal library here?
Nope.
Is there? I want to find a way
to
be able to identify a god when I see it.
Okay. It's pretty easy here to get one. You won't be able to identify which one yet. You have to do a roll.
That's what I mean.
I
want to study the gods and the titans to where I can identify them when I see them.
Okay,
so when I see a statue,
we'll say
know the difference between them.
Okay, so for time's sake, we will say, you arrive at the island, you walk around for a day or so. You're like, oh yeah, this, and then you're like, okay, time to do my research, and you go to, we'll just say for time's sake, you go to back to Serenius, where Marcus shows you where the main library is, and he shows you where all the deity section would be, and you just do your research for like a week or two.
You want me to roll?
And then go ahead and roll. Just go ahead.
Just one roll.
Just one roll. One roll with advantage, because you're here with Marcus, and he can help you and guide you.
What am I rolling?
There should be do
history,
a history
arcana.
Do a history check. That will be the deities. 13?
17.
17? Okay. I would say you can accurately identify
all right, this is going
any of the gods or the titans. And so you can choose which one you want to go to.
This is story impacting.
Okay. Character. So in other words, your character impacting.
Yeah,
you're going to choose a new deity.
I'm choosing a new deity.
You're going to try to choose a new deity. Okay.
Choosing a new deity.
Okay.
We go back to Ruby Island.
Okay.
Who does she worship? Phaelana.
Phaelana?
Yeah.
I think she told you y'all asked her this, I believe, a while back, and she had told you that She doesn't really know yet. She's just kind of finding her way
Wow.
because she's been so
We are
sheltered.
both in the same situation then. So, let's just go to the big Papa himself. I don't know. This is scary. Let's go to the big Papa himself. I'm scared. I'm so scared to make a decision.
Which one?
Yeah, there's two, right? There's the Zeus and the Kronos.
And Kronos. Now, I know which one you should choose.
Yeah, it's not a Titan. I know I don't need to go with Titans.
No. It's up to you as far as gods or titans. I just know which one would be better.
Yeah, Zeus. I know you want me to pick Zeus.
No. It's actually Kronos in this case. I believe Kronos would suit you better. And because Kronos is the god of time and space.
Completely unbiased from your opinion. I've already decided this beforehand. Atlas would be too upset at how the gods. I've said this multiple times.
Yeah.
Clayton knows in other sessions that I wanted to go with the Titan, and let's go to the big Papa himself, Kronos.
Okay, so you're choosing the Titan.
Well, I'm gonna go talk to him. I don't know if I'm gonna choose him as the god, but I might choose one of his brothers or sons or whatever. But I'd like to go converse with him. Yes, okay. I'm choosing a Titan. I'm choosing a Titan.
Okay, so you make your
homage.
You make your way.
I'm assuming his is gonna be very grand.
Here and there, yeah. He has one of the larger ones, but oddly enough, he doesn't have a lot of people there. You see, a good amount of people at the gods worshipped, and then there's not really a bias or anything against the Titans, or racist, I guess you could say. Prejudice, yeah. But for the most part, the gods are more worshipped. That's just based on how the story lore's gone.
The windows write the history.
When the books were written. So when you get to the Kronos monument, there's no one that you can really see in sight. What are you gonna do?
No priests?
No priests. It's just there, and it is grand.
I'm gonna go in. Is it a building or is it a monument?
It's a picture. Do you remember? God, what's that movie called? There's I think it may be Hercules that I'm thinking of. But there is a movie where it is like a pavilion, but it's all open.
Oh yeah.
So I think it is. Do you remember in Hercules when he goes and talks to Zeus, and that huge monument's open? He's in there. It's like that.
Oh no, that's in a building. Yeah,
in a building. It's
and
like
he ends up moving.
Yeah, it's like that, but with Kronos.
Yeah,
so you were little, and Kronos is like 500 feet tall.
Yeah. My lady, would you like to accompany me in talking to a Titan?
She looks at you.
Or do you feel more comfortable?
I feel more comfortable with you, but at the same time, if you would rather be alone, I can stay here.
It might be safer for me to go alone right now.
Okay, I mean I'll stay.
You can stay where we both can see each other.
Okay. And she kind of moves to the side.
What's gonna happen? I'm gonna be convulsing on the ground.
And she help me. Okay, keep going.
Nobody would come and rescue me because nobody likes Kronos.
Exercise.
All right. Is there a what's it called? I think it's a brazier where you or like a water basin or something like that. Offers. I want to pay homage, make an offering.
Yeah. Have you walked in yet?
Yeah, I'm walking in.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you walk in,
boom.
When you take that first step, there's when you take a step in water, like a small ripple.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You take your first step and you feel like this ripple go throughout time and space, from that generates from your body and out.
Oh. I want to very lowly say, very whisperish say, I take this as welcome, Kronos, from Kronos. Or, that's what I mean.
You get, I guess, a tingling feeling from, the top of your spine all the way down as a response.
It might be a leave.
Yeah, it could be a leave. You don't know.
I'm going to go in.
It doesn't seem like it's a leave.
I could go in and castrate myself, lay on
no.
Just lay on the ground.
Let's not do that. Anyway, so you go in?
Go in. I first I want to do some kind of homage, pay offering, tithe, tribute, whatever I do. Slaughter a lamb that's there or something. I don't know. Blood offering.
You walk up to where
offering.
the giant bowl seems to be where people have given offers.
I guess I don't know what to do, so I guess I can do this since. I go over to. Okay, I'll tell you what I do. I go over to the water basin. Yeah. And I wash my hands. Like just dip them in, kind of wash them. I hope this is not like degrading I want to again mutter, Kronos. I am unfamiliar with the practice of your followers. Please bear me any forgiveness for any disgrace I've caused. So we'll wash my hands, dry them off, and then I will go over to the brazier. I guess that's how it's called. Yeah. I'm assuming there's like is there like some kind of oils or not potpourri, but things like that you put in and you burn like an incense.
So it's different. It's kind of, you weren't expecting this. So there are when you get to the brazier. There are a smattering of different things that just people seem like they have offered, from flowers to gold to platinum, silver, little trinkets here and there.
I know what I'm gonna do.
And when you're looking through it, there's like a little tingling feeling that you get at the more towards like underneath a lot of this other weird stuff. Okay. But do what you want to do.
I want to take out the ocarina.
Okay.
And I want to play the one that I know the best. Yeah. And then I'll burn that to him.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So roll a performance check. Ooh, performance.
Yeah, I'm not good at it. Oh, crap. I get like a 1.
We'll say you can do it with advantage. I mean, it's
okay. 18.
Okay. So through your practice for that month and all
when I'm playing it, I look over at Phelan and I wink at her.
And then like all this pressure that you have on you, you kind of just calm yourself. Everything goes nice and slow, and you start playing. And while you're playing, it seems like there's this, I guess.
I didn't plan this. I just wanted to learn an ocarina, but
feeling.
Since you said it's time related.
Well, I'm actually gonna roll with this. I didn't plan. I planned for
something else. Tell me later.
Something else to happen. No, it's about to happen.
Oh, okay.
But this is a good way to segue it.
All right.
So as you are playing, it's beautiful. It's honestly, it's quite captivating.
It's very innocent and childlike.
Yes, you did not expect to play this well as well as you did. And you notice as you're playing,
coming in clutch.
As you're playing, you start to smell like something burning. Oh. And you look down, and all the offerings in the bowl are starting to burn. And you keep playing. You just get the urge and the feeling that you need to keep playing. So you keep playing, and everything starts to burn into ash. And then when you're nearing the end of the song, you notice a slight shimmer within the ash. And you finish the song, and upon finishing the song, in the bowl itself still remains just one simple golden pocket watch.
Oh, okay.
What do you do?
Just the golden pocket watch?
Yep.
I'm going to take it because it's his offering. I'm not taking it. Is the song over?
Yeah, you finished your song.
I'll lay it in beside it.
Okay.
I imagine these are the two like tributes he wanted. Like something dealing with time.
So when you place the ocarina into the bowl, you notice that the pocket watch wasn't moving before, but all of a sudden it tick, tick. And it keeps going, and it goes faster and faster and faster and faster.
This is legit, Tristan.
And then all of a sudden, the room, like you get mesmerized by this, and it keeps going.
I'm imagining
and
it.
And you spin, and all of a sudden, it stops right at the midnight, just right at the midnight, and you look up, and similar to that vision you had a long time ago, you're just kind of floating in space again.
Oh, good Lord. I don't know what I'm going to say.
I've been playing this for so long. Oh, gosh, I'm about to knock something over.
Oh, gosh.
So you're, once again, you're floating in space, and it seems like out of within you, I guess you could say is the best way you could describe it. This purple like jewel seems to like come out of you from your heart, and then it floats in the air for a second, and then all of a sudden a gigantic like ethereal form of a hand reaches out and grabs it.
A purple stone is inside of me?
A purple stone. And I said he, lol. It's brought back down as it's clutched in this thing's hand. And
do I see where the arm is connected to, or the hand?
no, it's just the arm. It's
Okay.
just, but off in the distance,
Yeah.
the distance is this
You can
infinite space
Yeah.
and time and whatever. And you just hear the word chosen.
Oh, good.
And then he releases the stone once again,
Yeah.
and it floats ever so, and it right back into you. And then it's just, you look around, it's just kind of gone for a second.
Yeah.
And nothing else happens. And the hand out extends towards you, and it kind of touches you once again. And the room starts spinning real fast again and again and
I'm
again.
imagining like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it goes around and around and around and around, and then all of a sudden you open up your eyes again, and in one hand you're holding the pocket watch, and in the other hand you're holding the ocarina.
I'm back in the
And you're
temple.
back in the temple.
I don't know what just happened.
And we're going to end it there.
Oh my gosh! What the fuck? How can we end it there? My year is not over. That's not fair. That's not fair.
No, you did good. You did good. You did good. I need to get my backpack.
Oh my gosh!
So what I'll do, because it's been 2 hours. Oh, here I'll tell.
Sorry, Clayton.
This too. So what I'll do, since it's been 2 hours, pretty much on the dot. You got a majority of the good stuff out of the way. So send me a text of like the smaller continue to study things here and there that you want to complete, and I will then text you back about, like, I'll get you to roll or something, and you can send me a screenshot of what you roll or something like that, and then I will tell you what you find.
Can I ask?
For the last 10 months of what you gotta do.
The majority of the whole
Yeah.
year. Can I ask, is Kronos now my deity? Is that what that means?
Yes.
Would I know that?
Yes.
That wasn't even the one I wanted.
You would get the
It's like a
feeling.
toy.
You
The one I wanted,
want them all.
Mom.
You want them all.
That's not the one I wanted, Mom.
No, that's the first one you went to.
Yeah, because I was going to talk to him.
Lol, wrecked.
He doesn't have anything to do with light.
Nope. But are you really of the light?
I'm stupid.
Are you really of the light?
I'm in darkness, so I can...
Bye, Clayton.
Bye, Clayton.